all in the same code.
All right, what I'm saying to you is that but the difference between me and you, is that I'm trying to get out. You're not.
Where are you going?
Mentally. I prepared myself. Okay. I prepared myself to be independent of that system if it falls. Are you? Are you in a position right now, if the system falls, to be able to protect and provide for yourself?
I have my own home. I'm not renting.
That's not. I'm asking you this. You do not have your own home.
If we all.
That's an illusion. You do not. You do not have your own home.
So where will you go?
No, I'm asking, because this is something that's funny.
But I'm trying to understand.
Listen. Where would I go? Where would I go? You see this?
To the tent.
No, whatever it is, I'm going to survive. You're not. You're going to get raped.
So you're going to survive in the tent, and I'm not going to survive.
You definitely not going to survive. See, out here, I can go harness fresh water. I got fruit. I got animals. I can go fishing. I can go hunting. I got everything I need out here. And I got everything to do it with. I got weapons. I got men. We got men. We can do everything we need to survive. You, my dear, are sitting in a fucking fantasy and are sitting in a dangerous position. And as soon as the system falls, you're going to get raped. Niggas going to do whatever they want with you. They're going to do whatever they want with your little, what you think is your house. They're going to come in there and do whatever they want to you. And your little gun that you don't know how to shoot ain't going to do nothing.
Where are you going to be at so I can have your protection? Since
no, but you can't have my protection. Because you want to have weave in your hair, and you want to live like a white supremacist. So therefore, because you sitting there within that system, doing what you're doing, right, living the way you're living, when the system falls, you won't have no man. You're not gonna have a man protect you. Men gonna rape you.
Oh, so you wishing rape on people?
Okay, I wanted to stop the video right there because this man is absolutely insane, and he's basically saying when the system falls, as it is today, that this woman, because she doesn't want to follow his direction, or she is rebellious, or she has too much freedom. They think that women, especially black women, have too much freedom. They have, okay, he said she has too much weave to get protection. If that is not the saddest thing that I have ever heard in my life, that you would literally be saying that this woman will be raped, ravished, and there's nothing that you would do to help her. And there's probably several men who feel that way. I know there's men who don't. They would help, but to say this to a woman, to be honest, when you hear this, it can be shocking, but you have to listen to the words out of these men's mouth, because I wanted to take a look at this video because I did first see this on Nyla's Vibes channel, and this is Nyla Says, but she has another channel, and I was just listening to this, and a lot of different scriptures came up in my mind about that.
I'm just telling you what's going to happen when the economy. Go study what happens when economies fall and fail.
The Bible said that. I would get raped and stuff like that if everything falls.
Oh, now you listen to what the Bible said. I asked you a simple question.
But you pulled out the Bible earlier.
What would happen right now if the economy was to fall and fail? If the dollar had nothing, the economy was to fall and fail right now. There's not going to be police, because police is going to go protect their own family. So there's going to be a shortage of police. So the crime rate is going to go up. Niggas going to do what the fuck they want to do and what they always wanted to do. So you, my dear, you're in trouble right now and don't even know it. It's going to be a purge. You ever watch the movie The Purge? Yeah. You're going to be in trouble. You're sitting there in your pretty little home, and you independent, having no man, ain't got no one to protect you.
You don't know my life. You don't. Hey, but hold on. You don't know if I have a man, Natureboy.
No, what I'm saying is this. What I do know is this. If you do have a man, he need to smack the shit out you for watching me.
Ain't nobody gonna smack you.
Of course, nobody gonna smack you right now because white supremacy is protecting you. But when white supremacy can't protect you, we gonna have our way with you.
No, no, this real
Niggas is gonna have their way with you. Of course, you're protected by massa right now and the system that's set up. But at the end of the day, when this shit falls off, ain't gonna be nobody to protect you.
Dang. Well, at least I know.
Okay, and I wanted to pause it here because she said that he brought up the Bible, but now that she wants to bring up the Bible, she can't, and he didn't want to discuss that because biblically, this is just bullshit. It's bullshit. You are not supposed to be going around telling women that you're going to assault them or you're going to sexually assault them, because if you bring up the Bible, you have to read all of it. We all know the punishment is more harsh in the biblical text than it is in the real world, and for doing that, a person would die. Basically, that's the sentence that would be passed down if any of these men went on a sexual assault spree. They would have to die. And then saying that, you know, her man should hit her, physically abuse her for watching him, and he doesn't like the fact that she's pushing back. She's not being disrespectful. She's being pleasant. She's talking in a normal voice that you would when you're having a conversation with someone. And she says she's trying to understand. She knows that he's going to be a fucking buffoon and he's going to be on all types of fuckery. So she decided to try and have an intelligent conversation with someone who is a dumbass and doesn't see that she's literally trying to have an intellectual conversation with him. He can't comprehend that. But he's saying that she should be physically abused, she should be sexually abused, and he goes on to say some very disgusting things. It gets worse and worse as you listen. But yeah, he is talking about sexual and physically abusing this woman, a woman who he does not know, a woman who is not his spouse, and a woman who is with another man. So he would sexually and physically abuse, or he's saying that someone could, about another man's woman.
And you saying that real men don't hit women. Real men do a lot of shit that you don't realize because you live in a fantasy. You don't know the spirit.
Well, Natureboy, do you feel like a man would be a real man if he did that to your beautiful daughter?
If my daughter out of line and she's not protected, yeah, that's what men do. It doesn't stop because of my daughter. What happens in nature, nigga, like this shit is nature. It's beyond me.
Now, this man says that if his daughter is out of line and she is with her spouse or her boyfriend, that it's okay for this man to put his hands on her and his daughter is not exempt. I mean, that tells you everything that you need to know about him.
All I could do is make sure my daughter's protected. At this point, my daughter would be not protected in this state right now that she's in. She's not protected. Neither is her mother.
I think she is. She's protected from you.
She's protected by white supremacy. Who cares about you only because their system is still standing. But when the system falls, you're nothing. You as a black woman, you're at the bottom of the pole. There's nobody to protect you because you as a black woman have been against your own man the whole time. So you will have it the worst. You and your children will have it the worst.
I have sympathy for you. I want the best for you, Natureboy, because
I'm not wishing anything on you. I'm only speaking facts here. You will have it the worst. Black women and their children will have it the worst when the economy fails because of the position y'all in.
That's your opinion.
It's not the opinion. It's just statistics. All you got to do is look into it.
Everything can change.
It's the truth. It's the truth. You're gonna see.
Everything can change, though.
Yeah. What state do you live in?
I live in Atlanta.
So you live in Georgia?
Yes. Yes.
You got no idea. You got no idea.
To know.
No.
What do I need to know? You were here. You were here living.
You're watching me in your ignorance. You're watching me in your ignorance. You
I'm
watch me,
watching
you
you just trying
criticize
to
me, you
understand.
criticize the very thing that could help you. Isn't that sad?
So basically, he says when the economy falls and crime goes up and everything is out of control, black women are at the bottom of the pole and we're going to get it the worst. To be honest, if you look at the homeless statistics, if you look at the unemployment statistics, if you look at that overall, that really affects black men. And for him to be saying this just shows he is on a power trip. He is delusional in his mind. I would want to say that he's mentally off or mentally ill, but I don't know. I think this is just something that's in him and it comes from a place. The very thing that would happen to black women and children would happen to them first. But you can hear and you can see the disdain that he has for black women, which to me, when I see that, it translates into a disdain and a shame that the man has for himself.
I
Like me,
criticized
you
you
need,
one
let me
time
tell you
on
something.
here.
Let me tell you something.
I've
Stop
asked you
talking.
questions.
Stop talking. Stop talking. Let me tell you something.
Yeah, I hear you.
And I can show you the example. When it
Okay.
comes to the kind of man you're going to need to protect you, you got to look at gangsters. Because just like the Bloods and the Crips and all the gangs, those are the niggas that's going to take over. The gangsters. Those are the
So
niggas
you a gangster?
right now, those are the niggas that, no, me, I'm beyond a gangster. I'm a god. I'm something
But
like
you said I need a gangster. So which
no,
one is it?
at my base, I'm a gangster, but I'm not a gang. I'm a warrior. Listen to what I'm saying. Stop
What's a
interrupting
gangster
me.
to you?
Don't make me hang up. Okay? Control yourself. Control your mouth.
I'm
Or I'll hang
controlled.
up on you. I'm gonna make.
Now, you see where he says that you have to get yourself a gangster. Basically, he wants you to scrape up the criminals, the guys who are out here in the streets. Because at one point they were saying, oh, you need to choose better. You need to leave the Pookies and the Ray Rays alone, which Pookie and Ray Ray is usually out there in the street into some criminal activity. But now it's those are the men that you need to choose to protect you when the system falls because the Bloods and the Crips are going to take over. I want to know with what army? I mean, I don't see a bunch of dudes rolling up in their Cadillac with their rims, with their little 9mm guns or their little old guns coming up there to the army just taking over anything or any other nation's army. It's just fantasy. He is in a fantasy land. If this is what a little bit of notoriety, a couple of wives, and living out where you think you're some kind of king does to you, this is scary because he said he's a god. And it's not like he has like multi-millions of dollars. It's not like he is on a Jeff Bezos level where he's surrounded by the trappings of everything and everybody are yes people. This man got a little bit of something and now he is a god. He is a god that cannot create his own island, cannot create his own country, cannot create his own little area, and he cannot fight off the rest of the nations, even the United States here. He cannot fight off this nation and establish something for himself, but he is a god. He can't even turn water into wine. He is insane. See this double talk that's going on, and it looks like a desperation because they may be losing support and they see they're losing support, so they're going to these measures, and the only measures that they have is to denigrate women and beat women's self-esteem down, but that's not working, so they're trying to do it more, just be worse with it.
My point. Make it clear.
Okay.
The niggas that have protected the community and have been control of the community was the gangsters. That's how gangs came up. They controlled the community and policed the community themselves. These are the niggas that's gonna take over. It's gonna be the planet of the apes. So while you look down at us niggas, to uncivilized black men that wait, just listen to the music. You'll hear the mind of your man that's going to actually be running this world. There's going to be black niggas. There's going to be gangs. The gangs are going to take over. That's the men that's going to take over when the economy fell. If you were smart, you get you a gangster. You get you a.
I'm not sure what a gangster is.
Listen, stop talking. I'm not done talking. Because at the end of the day, when the economy fell, it's gonna be the gangs that take over. They gonna get all the resources. They gonna get all the women. They gonna do what they want. And that's they still doing it right now. They in the hood. They control the motherfucking situation. That, and even in Jamaica, it's the gangs, it's the niggas, it's these uncivilized niggas that you talk about that you hate. That's gonna take over. The niggas that's in prison, the niggas that you scared of, the niggas you talking shit to over a phone. Because you have the right, because you have protection from your master right now. So you talk this shit over a cell phone, and y'all women are very disrespectful to men right now, but I want to see that disrespect when white supremacy ain't there to protect you no more. I want to see the disrespect when them gangsters take over. When they take over. When the Bloods and the Crips and the motherfucking, the Chicago niggas that's already doing their thing right now, these gangster niggas all over spread out, it's going to be the planet of the apes. And these are niggas that's going to take over. And if men ain't preparing themselves right now to tribe up, you better get your tribe up. You better get your weapons up. You better be able to. You can't own land. It's impossible to own land. The idea of owning land is that you got a piece of paper that protects you. If somebody come on your property, bitch, I told you not to talk. Didn't I say not to talk? I say not to talk, bitch. That's your problem. You run your fucking mouth too much. You got two ears and one mouth for a reason, huh? You see what I'm saying?
Okay, I wanted to end that there because I wanted to revisit the statement where he said he's a god. And this is where the biblical texts come in, because this is the problem. This is the original sin. He idolizes himself. He idolizes black men, and he is saying he's a god, but he cannot prove that he has godlike qualities. And there's no way that a god has to talk to a woman like that, has to physically override a woman. A god wouldn't have to do that. But basically, he's saying that you need to go get one of these dudes. If you listen to the gangster rap, you know, the guys out there, they're hard, they're men, they'll protect you. They can't protect you from anything. They cannot stop the police from turning some of their members into informants. They cannot. They sit up here and they shoot innocent black men sitting on their porch, grandfathers, fathers. They shoot little girls. They shoot little boys. They shoot teenagers. They can't even have a code to deal with who they're dealing with in their criminality, but they have to shoot up the whole goddamn block. They are aiming from one person. The person doesn't even get hit, and they kill 15 other people in that area who was just there to, I don't know, patronize a restaurant, or they were going to the store, or they were going in a gas station. And there's countless stories out there that you can see where someone was affiliated in some gang activity, and they were coming to deal with someone, and they didn't even deal with them. They didn't even hit the person. They hit the child. They hit innocent bystanders. These degenerate, dumbass niggas out here who are killing babies, they're gonna protect you. It's a fucking clown. And then on top of that, he's gonna call her a B. Earlier, he said she needs to watch her mouth. But then he thinks he has the right to disrespect her, call her a B, and hang up on her. And that's why they like to invite you on their platform, so they can do what they want, say what they want, insult you, and then dismiss what you have to say, mute you, or hang up on you. Woman was not disrespectful once. She did not call him a name. All she was doing was calling out his hypocrisy and his rhetoric. And he called her the B word and hung up on her. Not his, not his spouse, but he's disrespecting another man's woman. On top of saying that black women are going to get sexually and physically abused, on top of saying that a man, when his daughter grows up, a man can abuse her if he feels that she's being disrespectful or offends him. No control, no self-control, no self-regulation. And this is what, in the biblical text, what they call a brute beast. They're not even referenced as a human being, but a brute beast. It says here in 2 Peter 2:12, it says, "But these, as natural brute beasts, made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of the things that they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption, and shall receive the reward of unrighteousness, as they count it pleasure to riot in that day. Spots they are blemished, sporting themselves within their own deceiving, while they feast with you." Meaning they're in your vicinity, they are with you there, but they are brute beasts, they're corrupt. Having eyes full of adultery that cannot cease from sinning, beguiling unstable souls, a heart they have exercised with covetous practices and cursed children. This is what women are having, making families with. They are having cursed children with these brute beasts. Because you can curse your child by being with a man who thinks it's okay to sexually abuse women or beat women. What do you think your child is going to grow up and be? Chris Brown, that too. It's basically saying they are adulterous. They cannot have one wife. They cannot stay with one woman. Even if 5 women agree to be with them, you see that is never enough. It's always more and more, because they are covetous. It says they are covetous. They practice that. So if they have, let's say if they have 7 wives, you can guarantee there is going to be an eighth. Because why wasn't 2 good enough? Why wasn't 4 good enough? Why do you keep going and going? And this is what's happening in our neighborhoods. This is what's happening in our community. And again, this is 2 Peter verses 2:12 about brute beast and how they behave. These brute beasts are not going to walk up to you and smack you on the first date. They're not going to do that. They're going to woo you. They're going to tell you what you want to hear. And they're going to make you believe that, they're going to protect you. They're going to love you. They know how to pretend to get what they want. That's where the corruption goes in. They're going to corrupt you. They are going to deceive you. And it says that they are beguiling. That's what that word means. If you remember in Genesis, the serpent beguiled Eve. That's what they do. They will beguile a woman. And because these people have been through things and they aren't stable in who they are, and they can't recognize the fact that this is a brute beast, they're not seeing the red flags and the signs, that's how they pull them in. But I'll go ahead and leave it right here. Let me know what you think about this video. What do you think about Nature Boy? What do you think about what he said? What do you think about how he treated Malia? And what do you think about the brute beast label that I have placed on him and men like him? Do you agree or do you disagree? Go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.